Grandad.
Grandad.
Look at that. Look at that.
What?
That's baby Haslam.
Oh, I can see now. Yeah, I can see now. Yeah. Yeah, I've just got it organised in my brain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's a nose. That's a head, chin,
That's right. Yeah.
tummy, arms.
Yeah. Crikey.
Oh.
Hello everybody. Today I'm going to do an update on my pregnancy. It's been a long time, it feels, for me to have done an update. I'm going to upload, I was going to do like a week, I think 5, a week 6, a week 7, a week 8. I think I did about 3 and then I felt too awful to carry on. So I'm going to say I might combine them all together and just do like an early pregnancy, like what it's like in the first 3 months. I haven't actually looked back through that yet, so I'll have to do that sometime. I'm now 14 weeks and 1 day. I've had my scan and everything was fine. So I just thought I'd speak about some of the symptoms that I was feeling in the past 3 months and show you some things that I've been using and certain things I've been eating as well. I've written everything down so I don't forget, and hopefully this video won't be too long. Okay, so the first 3 months, when I found out I was pregnant, I think I was about 4 weeks, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my goodness. It was planned and I didn't think it would happen as quick as it did. And so I was really, really happy. And then I kind of felt a bit nauseous, but nothing. I thought, oh, this is how it's going to be all the time. I'm not going to feel sick. I'm not going to feel a thing. And then I think about week 6, well, after I told my parents and close family, my mum and both of my sisters were like, oh, wait till the sickness hits you. And I was like, I won't be sick. I just thought to myself, no, I'm not feeling sick now, and you must obviously feel sick straight away immediately when you find out you're pregnant. How wrong I was. So yeah, week 6, I think I told a few of my friends, and then it was literally the next, I think it was Erin's birthday, my husband's birthday, and literally the day later, or I think that night, I just felt, I'd made a cake, I just felt tired, really, really tired. And then we had to wait for our food because we went to a meal, went to a restaurant. I just felt awful. And I was, at that point, I was drinking loads and loads and loads, like loads of water. I couldn't get enough of water. I was drinking it like by like 10 pints a day or something, loads of water. And it's unusual for me because I very, very rarely drink water. And then that kind of stopped, and the next day I woke up feeling really, really sick, like a really bad hangover. I also got really painful leg cramps, and I remember feeling really hungry, but I couldn't eat because I felt even more sick. And people were saying eat a biscuit before you get up in the morning. I couldn't even, like the dry biscuits just made me feel even worse. It was just not a nice feeling at all. So I think I could eat in the mornings. I had to eat in the mornings because I just feel worse or I would be sick. So I basically ate, I've got it here, muesli, fruit and nut. I really, really wanted the fruity one. For some reason I really liked raisins, and I don't usually like milk, but for some reason I really needed milk. I needed something to hydrate me as well, I guess. So yeah, it just feels like a really, really awful hangover that I had for weeks, and you never think it's ever gonna go away, ever. But I'm on day 4 now, I'm feeling okay. But sometimes I have a good day in this space of all the horrible, horrible days, and I think, oh, and people ask me like, oh, you seem much better. I'm like, yeah, I think it's gone now. And then literally the day later it will be back again. But it's like you can't control it, and there's nothing you can do that will make it any better. And some people have said like, oh, you're not ill, you know, it's only pregnancy. I'm like, well, you try working like this then, it's horrible. And my mum, she had the same, and both of my sisters, but they were physically sick. I've only been physically sick, touch wood, about 3 times. So, and it's weird because I kind of felt relieved when I was, because I was like, oh, that feels better. But then if you're ever sick anyway, you'd feel like you don't really want to eat anything too much in case it happens again, because your stomach's still quite sensitive after you've been sick. So I was like, oh, now I'm hungry again. Now, but I can't really eat because I was scared of eating in case I was sick again. And also because there was one point, I remember I was in this room and I got up and thought, oh, I should really have something to eat, because I'd had a lie-in because I was that tired. And I turned around really quickly. I hiccuped and then I was like, oh, I turned around really quickly and then I hiccuped again, but it was like a sicky burp and I was like, oh my God. And so I had to rush to the toilet and I was sick. And that's what scared me the most, is that I wasn't going to be prepared for when it would happen, especially if I was at work. Oh, and at work it wasn't fun at all. But anyway, that 3 months seems to have gone. Hopefully it's gone. Yeah, so I think, and itching. I've got weird rashes, like a skin irritation thing on my legs. Even if I shave, if I don't shave, no matter what I put on myself, it just seems to have weird rashes. Yeah, so that's a bit weird. So when I was 12 weeks, I had a scan. I was actually 12 weeks and 4 days. So everyone gets one of these like green, these folders to put in your hospital notes, and they suggest that you carry this around with you all the time. I don't. I just keep it in my house. I guess if you were going somewhere away, then you'd probably put it in the car, and it probably is useful to put it in the car, but it has all your appointments in, so I like it to hand here so I know what I'm doing and with work and things. So it's got, they ask you a bunch of questions and take your blood pressure and a urine sample. But to the 12-week scan, they suggest that you come with a full bladder. So I was working before, and so I was just trying to down loads and loads of water, and I felt even worse because I was like, oh, I still feel a bit sick. So yeah, and we went to the scan, and I was literally so bloated, and I was like, I really need a pee. But I thought it's going to work better if my stomach's full, because it must work that way, the ultrasound. So she put the thing on me, and I was a bit nervous at first. I thought, what if there's nothing in there? Or you just think all sorts of things, and you're just really, really worried. And then she said, oh my goodness, she said, you've got a very full bladder. I was like, yes. And she was like really digging in. And then we saw the baby, which I'll show you. We asked for 2 scan pictures, and then we ended up getting 3, but I think the bottom 2 are the same ones. So we've got this, so you can kind of see the head, which is here, and there's an arm on this one, and its foot on here. I'm not sure if you can really see that, it's not very clear. But yeah, so that was good. And it still does, I thought once I see these pictures it'll feel real. Like, it was weird seeing it on the screen, because obviously it's clearer than this, and you can literally see he or she legs kicking from here. They were like pushing up against the wall, and then they were kind of like going back down again, and then pushing off, and then going down again. It was really funny. And she was like, oh, it was very active. So it was hard for her to take the measurements. So, and then she measured the fold, I forgot what it's called now, and I've been telling people all this, the neck folds, or the fluids on the back of the neck to check for Down syndrome. Then I also had a blood test as well, which gives you a 1 in so many chance of having Down syndrome. I haven't actually got that back yet, but they said if there is a high percentage that it would have Down syndrome, then you would get a phone call anyway. So that should be okay for now. Then I've also got another appointment with the consultant, because I do have asthma. So I thought really asthma would be classed as high risk, like when you have diabetes and other things, but I think they just said yeah, you'll have to be seen by a consultant and something else. So I was like, okay. At the moment my asthma is actually manageable, but they did say, like, in pregnancy, if you have asthma already, that it can you can completely get rid of your asthma, or it can make it worse. My asthma at the moment, I usually use, I'll show you because I've got them here on bedside table, my brown inhaler. I have 2 puffs in the morning, although I didn't have any this morning, I keep on forgetting. I was still taking my folic acid as well, although I kind of stopped towards the end because I felt really sick. And I've got my blue inhaler, which I've had to use more often. I can always tell if I'm not pregnant, when it's winter time, I'm using my blue inhaler a lot more, and now I suddenly feel short of breath, and I can feel like an asthma attack coming on more often, so I'm like, right, I need to really start using these. So yeah, my asthma has got a bit worse, but it is manageable for me, so that's okay at the moment. Weight gain, I can't really remember what it was at the start, because I remember I've gained a lot of weight, a lot. Since I got married, I've gained probably about 10 pounds. When I went on holiday, I was probably 10 pounds more than when I was married. And I got back off holiday in June and got pregnant in September. So since then, since being like a normal weight, I probably gained 4 pounds. But that's in between time, and I could have gained that 4 pounds anyway. And actually I gained another 3 during the first 2 months, and then I lost it again. And then even now I feel my body feels different. I feel like my hips have grown, and I've got a stomach. I've always had a stomach, but like it feels bigger, and yet I haven't gained any more weight, and I'm now as I say 14 weeks. So the weight gain's okay. I feel happy at the moment with my weight anyway, because I didn't want to gain loads, because I've already, like, you can do these charts online, you can work out how much you're recommended to gain throughout your pregnancy. So as long as the baby's healthy, I'm not really too bothered. So yes, I've had a lot of spots. I've had spots on my jawline. I've had a huge one here today, which is still really sore. One right in the middle of my forehead, and I've stopped wearing makeup to work, so I can't be bothered anymore. I just look like rubbish. Especially when you're actually being sick, or you feel like you're going to be sick, your eyes stream, so I'm like, there's no point. I've had it mainly around my jaw, around my chin. It's just been really spotty, and oh, you feel gross. Although it doesn't really bother me that much, because they're not that bad. It's not like acne. Although my blackheads on my nose have been more like prominent. I'll show you some of the things when I've actually taken the time to look after myself. I've used this micellar cleansing water by Garnier, and it's really, really good actually. I really like it. I'd suggest using this in the morning and at night. I've been using it with these soft and natural cotton wool cosmetic pads, and they're the round oval ones, and they're really, really good. So if I use this, then I will also sometimes use this Simple Kind to Skin pore minimizing toning cleanser as well. And I usually use this just on my T-zone area. And I've also got a Simple moisturizer, which is the pore minimizing one to go with this, which I will just use in my T-zone, and then the rest I'll use a hydrating one, because my cheeks and everywhere else is so dry. So that's what I use. Also, other products I've been using on my skin are the bio oil, which they sold in Asda, and they had it on offer. It's really oily. I've used quite a lot of this already. I've actually already got stretch marks on my hips from when I was a teenager, and I must have been growing. They're not really bad, but I've never done anything about them because I haven't really been bothered. My hips aren't very big anyway. Like, my hips and my legs are the narrowest part of my body, so they don't really bother me all that much. So I've just been using it on my stomach, my boobs, and my legs, my inner thighs, and that's about it really. I've also together been using this Stretch Marks Cocoa Butter Formula Massage Lotion. This smells really nice. I've actually just used this all over my body, including my arms, like around here, and it's really good. Also been craving really, really sweet things. I hate sweets usually, like Haribo mix, and I usually don't like them. They give me a headache, but I've been loving sweet things. So like chocolate milk, strawberry milk, sugary cereals, everything bad for you. But I think when like I was going through everything in the first 3 months, I just thought I'm just going to eat whatever I want just to get it down, because towards the end I couldn't even eat. Towards the end of my 3 months I couldn't even eat a full meal, even if I wanted to and I could keep it down. I would be full like after half of it, and I'm like, I can't eat anymore, even though I was enjoying it. So I've been using this Sensodyne for my sensitive teeth. This was my husband's, but he's moved on to a different toothpaste, so I've been using Sensodyne Repair and Protect Extra Fresh, and this has worked really well. I don't know, I kind of think it's down to this, that my teeth have not been as sensitive, but then it might be because I've changed, I don't know, but it seems to work because I haven't been that sensitive, and I'd always ask for a drink with a straw in usually because they really hurt, but now they seem fine. My gums have been a bit sore. I use an electric toothbrush and I always kind of brush well, but they've been a bit sore. Other things I've been craving are, not craving really, these are the only things I can kind of eat. I don't really eat a lot during tea time, so I'll snack on rubbish during tea time. And for breakfast I've kind of got into the habit of having these. Usually for breakfast I would have scrambled eggs and on toast with like lots of buttery bread, and that's what I'd planned at the start, but I can't stand eggs now. I hate eggs, they're just horrible to me. So yeah, I've been craving melon and ice lollies, everything which, and like raw carrots and everything water based as well, that's got nothing in it, so it doesn't make you don't perk up anymore. Yeah, we are going to find out if it's going to be a boy or a girl. My next scan is on January the 11th, so we'll probably find out then. And I think that's it now. I hope this video hasn't gone too long. Probably has. I'm going to show you a bump, even though it's not really a bump properly yet. But yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so I'll show you my bump now. Another thing I forgot to mention in my video is that I've had to get a new bra, a new maternity bra, because the one I was using, it was hurting a lot. And yeah, that's probably one of the best tips you can ever have, is getting a good maternity bra, because it just makes you feel so much more comfortable. Okay, so I'll just step back. I don't know if you can see really properly. These leggings, which is all I usually wear anyway, are a size 8 and they're from Marks and Spencer's, but really I probably think they're about a size 10. So this is what it looks like with clothes on. I can really tell, but really it kind of looks like I've just eaten a lot. These are probably on a normal person. I'm 5'1". This is why they come up quite high. Usually they probably come up to here if I wasn't pregnant, but be careful because there's like loads of school time and everyone's coming out of school. So that's what it looks like right now. To me it feels quite big and still probably a bit wobbly, but yeah, that's what it looks like now. A big label at the back. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video and it was of some use to people. Yeah, I really enjoy watching all these videos, and in fact a lot of people say how wonderful the first 3 months are and stuff, and they were horrible, absolutely horrible. But yes, hopefully now I'm past it, so that's good. Right, I'll see you all again. Bye.